I want to show you a little trick. I'm going to be working upside down. It's going to help me see what's going on up here. And all those hours of warm-ups and observational training. You'll be so thankful for them. There was a time when all of this would have just stumped me and I couldn't have done it because I couldn't trace it. So I am delighted to say that doing warm-ups with you all has greatly improved my work. I want to say too that you don't have to be exact. You know, let your brush do a little sketching as you see me doing here. Have a little fun with this. Change back between the green and the blue. You know, blue has been my go-to color for so long because I love the vibrancy of it. I'm just so excited now that I've discovered these greens that I'm hoping this will be a change for me. So in my last video, I told you I was painting upside down. What I meant to say is upright. Now I'm painting upside down and upright. I'm going back and forth between this 8 and the 6. I love dropping in the color like that because when it's wet, you can add more. And look, this is all just really dark in here. So I get to add all this blue, which is what I'm going to do, straight out of the tray, cobalt blue with a number 6. I'm going to let it drip down. Whoop. Down onto the blue border there. And now I'm going to go back over in here just to see what I can do to firm this up. Right in here. This is dry now. I'm adding more saturation, another layer. I'm letting the water drip. I'm not trying to be too exact with all those leaves. Okay, I'm starting to get into this hydrangea. You know, this is the superstar of the painting. So I'm realizing that just like in my portrait work, I may supersize this hydrangea so that I can see it better. So in my next video, I will probably have an 8 by 10 of just the hydrangea. Now I'm a little blue here when it needs to be a little green. But this blue allows me to sketch like a pencil, with a pencil, like I would with a pencil. Y'all ought to try this sometime. Talk while you work. I know how enjoyable this is to all of you because it's so enjoyable to me. So while that's wet, I'm going to drop in some green. And I may decide to drop in some yellow. There. Yellow over these darker colors, dropping that in really changes things. And it's pretty. So there's more yellow and olive moving up and around. Regina, I will find out what these flowers are. I've loved them in my arrangements. And they do look nice with the hydrangeas. Okay. So, you know what? That's all wrong. I do these things. That's all wrong. Some of you bless me when you say that this kind of stuff blesses you. But I have all this in the wrong place. There I was, feeling confident. But I'm going to go ahead and just add some blue. Real pale, clean, pure blue to this hydrangea. When you work upside down, there's just so much more you can see. Just a tint. Notice I'm softening those edges and working it. This is what I mean by working it. You don't have to just put things down and leave them. You can work them until you get what you want. I'm starting to lighten up some of those pencil marks. And I may need to let this dry so that I can lighten them up even more. But they are coming off. And then I can get up close and work the edges. Because this right here, this is the star of the show. So it needs to be right. It's right here that I should be working. There. Time to switch to a smaller brush. And now I'm over here. This leaf, there's a flower back here. Remember, the greatest word is implied and suggested. Our brain fills in the rest. I can't see this little flower. I'm just going to paint what I see. I don't understand anything that I see right here. I'm just painting what I see. I take great comfort in knowing if I paint what I see, maybe I'll get close to what it should look like. That's kind of wet, and it gives me a chance to create a soft edge. The gravity of working upright allows things to flow downhill, and that can be kind of fun. It can feel a little out of control, but if you're ready with a paper towel in the other hand, you can usually figure it out. So you want all these values to be changing around this hydrangea. And there's more back there in the back. So take your time, and there's plenty going on right in here. Because if this isn't right, then you're not going to like any part of the painting. Not sure yet. I may have. Some of these little details, I'm sure you feel the same way, just kind of drive you crazy. So see, I like doing what I'm doing right now. Just going back and firming things up. And still being rather loose with it and letting the paint run around a little. Not quite so defined. Until it kind of clicks. Still holding true, everyone, to those 3 colors that I committed myself to, which are cobalt blue, vermilion, and yellow, permanent yellow light. And this is starting to take shape. There's still some things in there that I need to figure out. But let me go ahead back over here and going in right in here. And just adding some darks. I'm changing brushes. So blue becomes my darkest dark initially. I will say that I put the red over top of it over here. I'm very pleased with that. This is the depth. I'm going backward into the distance. And this is something I'll build with each layer. But I'm pretty happy with how that yellow ochre is peeking through. Which, by the way, I did try to scrub some of it off. It's opaque. It really doesn't budge. I'm going to turn this upright for us to look at, but before I do, I'm just going to add a little red over here so that you can see that this is how I'm going to warm up my background. It adds something. Okay, we'll just let it go for that, at that right now, until I figure the rest of this out. Let me show this to you, and we'll call this video finished. I'll take a picture of this. And there we are.